UltimateMonday.com project management tutorial for beginners. Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how you can get started with project management using Monday.com. Now, what exactly is Monday.com and how can we use it for project management? Well, Monday.com is one of the leading project management tools out there. It goes neck and neck with all of the basic competitors like ClickUp, Asana, and other tools. But Monday.com has a lot of details and versatility which can help you in managing different types of projects, whether you're managing an IT project or you're trying to manage a marketing project. Monday.com has something for everyone. So to get started with project management on Monday.com, we're going to be creating our account. To do this, we're going to click on Get Started over here. Once we do that, we can proceed with our sign up. So there are two ways to sign up. You can sign up with Google or your email address. I'm going to be continuing on with Google over here for a quick and easy sign up. And I'm just going to enter the account that I want to use. And I'm just going to click on next, then click on next once more to proceed with my setup. Now, once our account has been verified, so right now we've just completed our basic sign up. Now, when you're getting started with Monday.com, you don't have to worry about pricing or having to pay because when you're starting off, you can get started completely for free. And then we're going to define what we are looking to do on Monday.com, how many people we have, and how many people are we planning on adding. You can proceed with this dashboard however you like because this really does not impact your overall setup on Monday.com for project management. Once you do that, based upon your email, it's going to create your basic space. So I'm not going to add anyone else on my team for now, and we're directly going to move forward. From here, we're going to get started with adding our first project. So by default, Monday.com will create your workspace, and within your workspace, you can build different projects. Let's say this is going to be our intercore marketing, and then we're going to click on next. We can define the relevant columns that we are going to require. Don't worry if you don't add any columns that you wanted to add because you can always add them later on or remove them if you feel like you no longer have a specific purpose or need to have a certain column. So we're going to add owner, status, due date, as well as priorities. And and then I'm just going to click on next. Then after that, we can get real-time insights with dashboards. So within my dashboards, I can choose what type of dashboards I want. I want a task overview, a task by status, task by owner. I don't want the task by owner because I haven't added any other members other than myself. Then I have overdue tasks as well as tasks by due date. I don't want the due date one either. And then you can add your basic layouts. So by default, you have a table layout, then you have Kanban, cards, timelines, Gantt, and calendar. So I want to proceed with using the table layout simply because it is one of the best layouts with the most details, and this is often set up as the Monday.com primary view for project management. Now within this, we're going to be create a Instagram ad visual for new mouse. And I'm just going to add this as one of the tasks, and I'm just going to click on Get Started to get started with our first task with our new project management space. Now from here, you guys will have your basic onboarding. I'm going to close this out, and you guys will see your main workspace. Now, when you sign up for Monday.com, this will create this as your main workspace. Usually, your main workspace is going to be your business workspace, and you can rename this as well. You can click on the top right and then click on Edit. Then click on edit or rename workspace, and I would name this whatever is my business name. So let's say this is going to be Midge Consulting, like this. And then you're going to add a description which is going to describe what is happening, all our operations. And then after that, you can click on the logo section to add a definitive color as well as a profile picture or icon. That is up to your personal preference. When you click on Manage Workspace, you can also alter the permissions and view recents. And then you can click on Members to add more members. On the left, we have Intercorp Marketing that has been created as an individual board. When you click on Add New, you have a couple of different options. You can create a new project or portfolio, but these are primary features that are limited to the premium version of Monday.com. But fret not, because if you're using Monday.com for project management, You don't have to worry about not having these two tools because you're still able to do all the functions that you would need for project management using the other tools available on monday.com. So for this, all you're going to have to do is you're going to create different boards. Now, boards can be added as a blank board or with a template. Then you have documents. Documents can help your team in defining what type of work is going to be done. And if you have any SOPs, you can define them here. A dashboard will provide you with a summary, and then forms can help you with gathering information. Folders can help you in categorizing and grouping different boards that are interlinked together. Then you can install applications, import data, and view your template center. Now, if I click on Start with Template, I will show you guys some project management template boards that are even provided by the monday.com dashboard. So if I go into project management over here, customer project, stakeholder register, Jira issues overview, project management, agile project management. So if I click on the simple project management tool, you guys will see we have tasks, owner, statuses, timeline, priorities, and last updated. Over here in our basic setup, we have added to do and then completed. So I'm going to change this and I'm going to add a view. And instead of naming this my main table, I want to rename this. So I'm going to click on table. Once I add the new table, I'm just going to go into our primary table here. And then I'm going to rename this into tasks or workflow. And then I'm going to click on these three dots and I'm going to pin this view. Then this main table view, I'm going to leave. And then after that, what I'm going to do is I want to build different groups. To do, completed, and a quicker way, you can just click on add new group and add groups to the bottom. So this is going to be in progress. I want to define that as well. Then I'm going to select the in progress section and then click on the color. And then for in progress tasks, I want to be using the color of purple. Then this status belongs above the completed section. So place your cursor over here and then you can move this group up. You can collapse your groups to easily see what type of statuses or grouping you still want to do. So I have to do, in progress, and then completed. But before that, we also might have a section for pending tasks or for tasks that are stuck. I'm going to add a stuck and a stuck grouping, and we can add that. We can move that over here. Now, within this, you can also choose to define these based upon a different method as well, and statuses can be helping in defining whether or not something is complete, and I'll show you guys how to do that as well. You guys can see I've created groups based upon the level of completion of the task. Now, from here, I can add different columns. By default, you guys can see certain columns have been created. So we have the owner, status, due date, and priority. However, the status is again a repetition of the same thing that I am displaying here. So I would just delete that like so. And then after that, I can click on add column. I can click on more columns here and I have a bunch of different column fields, including buttons, board power-ups, team power-ups, checkboxes, item IDs, locations, phone, and more. Now, what I want to do is I want to add a timeline. So I can click on add to board and my board date is going to be this. So this is the projected timeline. And I'm going to remove the due date as well because I don't want too repetitive, columns. Then if I have the revenue of each one of these, then I can simply go on ahead, click on numbers, then go into the numbers section on top and then add revenue. Now from here, I can type in whatever revenue I am expecting from each one of these. You can click on over here and choose the unit of dollars, pounds, euros, or percentages as well. You can also choose the function it should be performing, whether you want to average it, and then choose the minimum, choose the max and count, or if you want to go with none. Just like that, you will have different progress statuses that are going to be functioning as groups. Now, if you click on add view and then add a Kanban view like so, you're going to see over here within your Kanban view, you have different groupings. The reason for that is you can choose how you want your Kanban view to function. You can see on the top right, you have settings and the Kanbans are distributed based upon priority. Now you can check on over here and choose different Kanban columns, and you can customize your Kanban cards as well. Now the other way that you can structure your project management dashboard, and I'm going to show you guys how. I'm going to click on add new. I'm going to click on board and build a brand new board. Then I'm going to start with the basics, customize later, and this is going to be my project Cindy. And then I'm just going to click on create board. Once I do that, I can define it based upon the different functions or different groupings that it might have, rather than defining the scope of grouping to be based upon the level of progress. So instead of to do and completed, what I would do is that I would relate this to marketing, or this is going to be related to production. And then we have marketing tasks. Then the statuses are going to define whether or not something has been completed. Now, if you take a look at templates, templates are going to be created in both directionalities, whether you're trying to group based upon completion or base statuses on completion. So this is up to your personal preference on how you want this to be structured for you. I'm just going to wait until this is loaded up so that we can proceed. So we're just going to wait. And once this has been loaded up, we can go on ahead and then take a look at our basic project management template. Sometimes it may take a bit longer than expected. I'm just going to go into board, start with a template. I'm just going to wait. So right now over here, I'm just going to be creating a simple project management template, and I'm going to show you guys how you can customize that. This is a simple project management template. We're going to click on use template, and then this will be applied in our workspace. So a new space will be created with this particular template. Keep in mind that you can actually use templates alongside your own customizations. So this is the basic project management template, and over here, one thing you should note is that when you enter a template like this one, this actually is using the project management functionality on Monday.com, and you can begin utilizing it as well. So over here, you have your main table where you have your to-do section, then you have your done section, and after that, you have a Gantt view that has been added. Gantt views allow you to see things visually, more so like a timeline view, and you're able to see anything that is pending, and you can drag and drop this in a particular date. You can see you have features such as widget settings to set up the baseline. If you want to group things by assignees, statuses, colors, you can do that as well. Now, to get started with actually adding different elements within our project, you can click on your task and you can type in whatever task you want. Let's say I want my task to be to build a logo, just like so. Then after that, I can type in a description. Not only that, I can even write with AI. I can click on shorten text or improve text to choose to shorten or improve my text. Keep in mind, you do need to add some type of prompt to be able to use these AI tools. You have different formatting tools: bold, italic, underline, strike through, as well as text color, bullets, numbers, tables, and links and alignments. You can even build a checklist. Checklists are super effective when you are breaking down larger tasks into smaller parts. You can also add mentions, files, GIFs, as well as emoticons. Below that, you can like and reply to a task as well. We're going to delete the update on this task, and you will see the files section, which will display all the files attached within this task. Then you have your activity log, which allows you to see all activities related to the task. So whichever groups it hops in, whatever progress happens within the task, you can find it within your activity log. Then you can have item views where you view the item card, description, table, chart, and more. Now, when you're working on something and you want to move it to the next section, just drag and drop this into the next, like so. If you want, you can also check this. Once you check it, and then you can move this to a new group or to a new board. I want to move this to the done board or done group, and I can do that like so. After that, if I'm looking for a certain assignee, so let's say I'm looking for one particular person's work, so I can click on filter and I can filter the board by the person. You also have all other types of filters, including names, owners, statuses, and timelines. You can also sort your tasks in different ways. So you can sort them by the number of subtasks they have, the owners they have, the statuses, timelines, or priorities they have. Now, if you create a task and you want to schedule it again and again, you can use the power of automation to reschedule tasks. You can click on Automate on the top right to start building automations. Automations are honestly a lifesaver, so you guys can see there are 2 automations that are running within this template, and you can create many more automations as per your desires and your needs. So if you want to use automations within your Monday.com dashboard, just click on Automation, and you can choose the basic trigger. Let's say whenever an item is created, then I want to notify someone. I want to notify them with the item name, board name, and the owner of the task, as well as this priority and status. And then I'm going to click on done, and the person I want to notify is myself, and then I can click on create automation to run this automation. And this is an example of a really basic automation. Automations can be so much more powerful than this. So you are able to automate a lot of your functions within your project management dashboard. Now, if you are looking to begin with those customizations, simply go into create automations and you can create them. But if you take a look at template automations, they can provide you with a vast opportunity to build automations that you probably never thought of initially. So if you want to explore those, just click on the Create section. You can explore some of the app recommended automations that link to Gmail, Harvest, LinkedIn, MailChimp, Stripe, Outlook, and more. You even have AI-powered automations, so when item name changes, detect sentiment in item name according to these instructions and insert into column. You have the capability to use the power of AI to further boost the overall project management experience. You have some productivity-based automations, date-based automations, communication-based ones as well. Now, automations are just one function of Monday.com. You can also use integrations, which means you can integrate to other applications. Click on integrations on the bottom left. Once you do that, you will see a large directory of applications that you can use. You can select any one of these applications to get started with your own integration and use your project management software to its full potential. Now, moving forward, we're going to be taking a look at some of the other things that we're going to be adding to our project manager. So you can click on Add Item to Workspace, and then you can click on Doc. You can name the doc. Let's say these are going to be our SOPs. And then I'm just going to click on Create. Once I click on Create over here, we can proceed. And from here, I can get started with typing in. I can type in slash or a dash to format, add tables, videos, images, YouTube videos, and so many other things. So if I want to build a full article with widgets, mention different documents, boards, mention people, and add all layout elements as well as interlink my meeting notes, to-do lists, feature specs, meeting brief, marketing brief, project plans, as well as quickies with voting tables and meet the team sections, I can do that within Notes. And notes are going to appear to everyone within your workspace. Notes are not going to be a private element. After that, you also might want to include a dashboard. You can click on Create Dashboard over here. The first step is clicking on Create Board, and we're going to be using our project management board. Once you do that, you can interlink the board and then click on Add Widget. Now, on the free plan of Monday.com, you cannot use widgets that are going to gather data from 2 different boards at once. On Monday.com, you are only limited to one board information. So I want this to be a battery dashboard. Then I can add the Gantt dashboard widget like so on and so forth. You can add all the widgets that you want to create a bird's eye or eagle eye view for your entire project. This is especially helpful if you are uncertain about your project and you want a visual cue that is going to summarize everything that is happening within your project. Now, moving forward, we are going to go on ahead and click on the plus icon, and we can even add forms. So whenever you're creating a new form, you can customize the form to add any type of information or require any information as you personally would prefer. Usually forms are used to gather some type of information from your own clients or from your own team. So you can provide the AI tool with details. So I want a feedback survey. And after that, this is going to generate a preview for my form. Once I do that, the preview will be generated. Keep in mind, you even have work form submissions. You have no submissions, and you can build your own form step by step as well. So once you're satisfied with your AI-based form, you can click on confirm. Once you click on confirm, you can just click on share form and share this form. You no longer need another application to be installed to be able to create all of your basic forms. This makes project management so much more easier to do. And when you take a look at how much time and effort it takes to do all of these things individually, you do realize that using these small little tools, although it does seem insignificant at first, can actually end up saving you so much more time than you had expected. So now moving forward, we are going to, let's say I want to share this form, I can copy the link, I can shorten the URL, I can even add password protection and require people to log into monday.com as well. Now these are all the basics of monday.com. If I click on the top right and then click on explore product, I even have Monday CRM, Monday Dev, and Monday Service. So if your business grows and expands, you can expand with your business as well. On the top right, you will have your own personal profile, which you can customize. And then after that, you have your app marketplace, data imports, automations, archive, and administrative roles. When you go into the administrative role, you can go into customize to customize the branding as well as add different users. So currently we have only one owner, and if you want, you can add multiple different administrators to your account as well. But these are administrators to your account, not just administrators to the workspace. If you want to do that, so if you want to add administrators to your workspace, you're going to go into your workspace, click on members, and then you can click on manage users. And from here, click on invite and then add users within. You can add them in the form of a member, administrator, or viewer only. And this allows you to add more people, but keep in mind that the free version of monday.com again does have quite a bit of limitation on what type of users you can actually add on their free plan. So you do have to keep that in consideration if you are using monday.com as your project manager. So what types of limitations does monday.com actually have if you are using it as your project manager? Well, if you're using monday.com, you're going to have to go ahead and see that the free version only has the availability of 2 seats. You can create up to 3 boards, unlimited docs, as well as access over 200 templates, but you are not able to add more than 2 people, which can be a major limitation to businesses that want to have multiple employees working on a free platform. But monday.com, if we take a look at the up to 10 seats plan, so these price estimations are for 10 seats. As the number of seats grows, sometimes you can actually get lower pricing for your plans as well. But currently I've noticed with monday.com, there really is no price difference. So the next thing, the next best plan on Monday is the basic plan, which is $9 per seat per month. This includes unlimited free viewers, items, as well as 5 gigabytes of file storage with 500 AI credits per month. Then you have the standard version at $12 per seat per month with calendar views, guest access, timeline and Gantt views, as well as 500 AI credits and 250 automations and integrations. And you can create a dashboard that combines upwards of 5 boards together. Then with the $19 per month plan, which is the pro plan on ClickUp, you have the ability to create private boards. Not only that, but you also have the ability to add time tracking with formula columns as well. And you are also able to use 25,000 automations and integrations and create dashboards that combine up to 20 boards at one time. So you can stay on top of your business at all times. And then you have their enterprise plans. Keep in mind that on monthly billing, everything does increase by 18%, and on yearly billing, you can save 18% of your money. So with all of this, I personally do recommend using monday.com as a project manager because it is so simple and effective to use for all teams. It's intuitive, the design is detailed, and you can build any type of project management space. Whether you're a business yourself, a consulting business, a operations business, your workspaces can be easy to manage. Not only that, you can click on add new workspace just like this. And let's say this is going to be for a different business. This is going to be our crystal business. And then we can click on add workspace. Once I do that, I can start building this workspace, but keep in mind that data within each individual workspaces is not interchangeable. So if you want, you can mirror boards as well. You can click on add new board. I'm just going to build a brand new board over here with items only. But whenever you're building a new board, you can actually build boards based upon whether you want to add tasks or finances or project information. Usually it is tasks, so we're going to go with tasks over here. And if you want, you can even mirror columns. So you can click on over here and click on duplicate column. You can duplicate this column as well as add the column to the right and mirror it onto a new board within the same workspace. Now, if you are building multiple different businesses at once and you don't have the requirement to add a bunch of different people onto your workspace, then using Monday can be a pretty decent choice. And even on the free version of Monday, you can add free guests as well. So you still are able to use Monday.com, but they would not have full permissions. They would only have permissions that are going to be limited to guest access only. So they wouldn't be able to make edits, but they would be able to view the entirety of the board. Now, I hope you guys found this video helpful and you are now able to get started with Monday.com. If you guys did find this video helpful, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you are looking for any other recommendations or if you have any thoughts that you would like to share, you guys can leave those in the comments down below. I would love to know what you guys have to say. Thanks for watching and have a great day ahead.